Welcome students to the next unit of block 4 of BGP 001. This unit is unit number 14, that is about interreligious dialogue. So what we are going to understand in this unit 14, which is dealing with interreligious dialogue, is we are going to understand meaning and concept of interreligious dialogue. What is the importance of interreligious dialogue? What are different policies of religions to interfaith dialogue, and what are interreligious and interfaith organizations which are involved in interreligious dialogue. This unit will be dealing with on these four basic corners that we have to go understanding about interreligious dialogue. So before going in detail about interreligious dialogue, let us understand about the forms and kinds of interreligious dialogue. What is dialogue? Dialogue is a means for building the openness, understanding and trust which is needed to live and cooperate with each other irrespective of the differences that can take place in different ways and at different levels. So dialogue is a means of building the openness, understanding and trust irrespective of the differences between the different parties. So dialogue of life. Dialogue of life is called, it is also called as unarticulated dialogue. The dialogue of life is also called as unarticulated dialogue because it could take place in all the ordinary interaction that is taking place or interrelations between people of different regions without a premeditated plan or structure. There is no premeditated plan or structure, and a dialogue is happening between a dialogue, or let's say interaction or interrelations happening between people of different religions without having premeditated plan or structure. This can be hard enough for a people of common background, but where religious and cultural differences exist, more effort is required for dialogue of life. It takes place in our homes also, families also, village, schools, town and cities. So whenever between different set of the people of belonging to different religion or areas, and there is no premeditated plan or structure, so any kind of ordinary interaction or interrelation that is happening over there comes under the domain of unarticulated dialogue, that is dialogue of life. Now we see what is dialogue of common action, or in other words we say as social dialogue. What is social dialogue? When people of different religions, they cooperate and involve themselves in all such joint projects which is directed towards a common good or common concern, such as building a road or bridge or hospital or center for learning, any such kind of things that comes under dialogue of common action or social dialogue. Once again I repeat, social dialogue, when social dialogue happens, when people of different religions, they together assemble to cooperate and involve themselves in all those joint projects which are directed towards common good or common concern. You can take the example of like building a road or bridge or hospital or center for learning, etc. It is also called as dialogue of action. Okay, so after this we go for another definition of dialogue, that is known as theological dialogue or discourse, religious discourse. This takes place on academic or official levels between experts or theologians or religious leaders. So what is theological dialogue? This dialogue takes place on academic or official level between whom? Between experts, theologians or religious leaders. This kind of dialogues is directed to help to clarify issues or create greater understanding or remove whatever the prejudices are already available. By establishing link or relationship between religious leaders or theologians, such dialogue can facilitate and enable practical cooperation and action on the other levels. So this is all under theological dialogue or discourse. Now the next is dialogue of religious experience. What happens in dialogue of religious experience? Prayers or meditations as fundamental expression of religious faith could be interreligious meeting point because there are lot of experiences to share in different traditions. So under dialogue of religious experiences, prayer and mediation, such as fundamental expressions of religious faith, could be inter-religious meeting point, because there are lot of experiences to share in different religious traditions. Dialogue should begin by focusing on things we have in common and on practical things we can do together. There are obstacles that prevent or make dialogue difficult, and these need to be acknowledged and challenged. What are different obstacles of dialogue? Dialogue with other religions go with some obstacles. When these dialogues happen, there could be some obstacle to the dialogue also. So many scholars have listed, such as paucity of deep knowledge of others' religion, then deficiency of knowledge of other religions, fear of the unknown, suspicion, lack of self-critical assessment, any kind of superiority and inferiority complexes, any kind of disparity between those taking part in dialogue, any kind of inequality in theological development. These all together combine towards different obstacles which are going to happen in a dialogue. So what are different conditions when we go for a meaningful interfaith dialogue? There should be some preconditions for having a meaningful interfaith dialogue. So Catherine has identified 5 preconditions for any kind of meaningful interfaith dialogue. What are those preconditions? They are humility, commitment, interconnection, empathy, and hospitality. Humility, commitment, interconnection, empathy, and hospitality. Under humility, it causes a disturbance of one's view to the of other religions. In commitment, causes a commitment to faith that simultaneously reject intolerance to other faiths. Under interconnection, causes the recognition of shared common challenges such as breakdown of families. Under empathy, causes one to view another religion from its own perspective. Viewing another religion from your own perspective will come under empathy. And finally, hospitality is very easy to understand. Interreligious or interfaith organization. After having understanding about what are interfaith dialogue or interreligious dialogue, and having understanding about what are different preconditions for meaningful interfaith dialogue like humility, commitment, interconnection, empathy, and hospitality, we move to interreligious or interfaith organizations. Interfaith organization. What are different organizations which are involved in interreligious or interfaith dialogue? The first is Interfaith Encounter Association. It is IEA. It was established in 2001, and its objective is to build genuine coexistence and sustainable peace. How? Through joint community building on the grassroots level, which involves interactive interfaith dialogue as a vehicle for communication. It was established in 2001. The second such interreligious or interfaith organization is Project Interfaith. Project Interfaith is a non-profit organization, and its objective is to develop understanding, respect, and relationship among people of all faith, belief, and culture. Means relationship, respect, and understanding across all the faith, belief, and culture. The third organization in this interfaith dialogue or interfaith arena is Insight Film Festival. It is a biannual interfaith community interest company that exists to encourage all those filmmakers throughout the world who are intended to make films about faith. It creates events and spaces or platform where such films can be displayed, discussed, and celebrated. So these are the objectives of Insight Film Festival. Another organization is United Religion Initiative, URI. It was founded in the year 2000, and its objective was to promote daily lasting interfaith cooperation and religiously motivated violence, and create cultures of peace, justice, healing for the earth and all living beings. So under United Religion Initiative, the objective is promoting daily lasting interfaith cooperation towards ending religiously motivated violence and creating cultures of peace, justice and healing for the earth and all living beings. Another organization in this domain is Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, that is HWPL. It is a non-governmental, non-profit organization which is registered under Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and it transcends differences in culture, belief and region, and it is directed towards engaging leaders and youth in sustainable and comprehensive solutions for peace. The first week of February every year is declared by United Nations as UN World Interfaith Harmony Week. So let's have again a brief understanding about all those interreligious or interfaith organizations, and these are Interfaith Encounter Association, that is IEA, Project Interfaith, then Insight Film Festival, then United Religion Initiative, that is URI, and Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, which is non-government organization registered under Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs. United Nations has recognized the first week of February as UN World Interfaith Harmony Week. So interfaith dialogue or interreligious dialogue, let's have again a broad understanding about and revision about different fundamentals of dialogue, interreligious dialogue. So dialogue is basically a means of building the openness, understanding and trust which is needed to live and cooperate with each other irrespective of their differences. It can take place different ways and on different levels. After that, we have understood about dialogue of life, which is also known as unarticulate dialogue, because it could take place in all the ordinary interactions or interrelations which can happen between people of different religions without a premeditated plan or structure. How this can be achieved? This can be hard enough for a people of a common background, but where religious and cultural differences exist, more effort is needed for the dialogue of life. Dialogue of life can happen at any place, such as our home, our families, villages, schools, towns and cities. It can happen all such places everywhere. After this, let us have understanding about social dialogue. So social dialogue, when the people of different religions, they cooperate, they involve themselves in any kind of joint project which is directed towards common good or common concern for the individuals or the parties or the group or societies involved, such as building a road bridge, a hospital or a center for learning. This dialogue of common action and social dialogue is also called as dialogue of action. After this, theological dialogue or discourse. When it happens, theological dialogue or discourse happens and it takes place on academic or official level between experts, theologians and religious leaders. This kind of dialogue helps to clarify issues, to create greater understanding and remove prejudices also. By establishing links and relationships between leaders, such dialogue can facilitate and enable practical cooperation and action on the other level. Dialogue of religious experiences such as prayer or mediations, they are considered as fundamental expressions of religious faith and it could be interreligious meeting points because there are a lot of expectations, lot of experiences to share between different traditions. Dialogue should also begin by focusing things we have in common and on practical things that we can do together. So dialogue is not only about beginning of focusing of the things in common, but also on practical things that we can do together. When we have understanding about the dialogue, then we have to also understand what are different obstacles that may come in existence or conveying the dialogue process between interreligious communities. So dialogue with other religions can have some obstacles, and which kind of obstacles? Such as we need someone has paucity of deep knowledge of one's religion, a kind of deficiency of the knowledge of other religions. There could be fear of unknown suspicion about the religion on the belief or perspective of the person from belonging to other religion. There could be lack of self-critical assessment. There could be chances of superiority and inferiority complexes between people of different religious faith. There could be a disparity between those who are taking themselves part in dialogue, and there could be inequality in theological development of the faith also. So these all together combined can be some of the obstacles for the having peaceful and productive dialogue. When we have understanding about the religious or theological dialogue, then we should have also understand what should be precondition for meaningful, valuable interfaith dialogue. So for that, Catherine has identified 5 preconditions for having meaningful interfaith dialogue, and these are humility, commitment, interconnection, empathy, and hospitality. Under humility, it causes disturbance of one's view of the other religions. In the commitment, it causes a commitment to the faith that simultaneously rejects intolerance to the other faiths. Interconnection, it causes recognition of shared common challenges such as breakdown of families. Finally, empathy, it causes one to view another religion from its own perspective. And finally, hospitality. So these are the preconditions for meaningful interfaith dialogue. I again repeat, it is humility, commitment, interconnection, empathy, and hospitality. So after having understanding about preconditions of meaningful interfaith dialogue, we now have understanding about what are those organizations which are involved in interreligious or interfaith dialogue or activities. So the first organization in this area is Interfaith Encounter Association, which was established in the year 2001, and it works to build genuine coexistence of sustainable peace through joint community building at grassroots level. An interactive interfaith dialogue is its vehicle for the communication. Second is Project Interfaith. Again, as I have already informed, it is a non-profit organization which is directed towards growing understanding, respect and relationship among people of different faith. Means understanding, respect and relationship of interfaith belief and culture. So Project Interfaith is directed towards achieving this objective. The third is Insight Film Festival. It is a biannual interfaith community interest company that's objective is to encourage filmmakers throughout the world for making films about interfaith. It creates events and spaces where all such films can be displayed, discussed and celebrated. Then United Religious Initiative. It was founded in 2000 to promote daily lasting interfaith cooperation and religiously motivated violence to create cultures of peace, justice and healing for the earth. And finally, the last that we are going to deliberate upon is Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Life. This is a non-governmental, non-profit organization which is registered under Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Its objective is to engage leaders and youth in sustainable and comprehensive for achieving sustainable and comprehensive solution for the peace. United Nations has also declared first week of February towards interfaith, and it is known as UN World Interfaith for Harmony Week. With this, our entire discussion for unit number 14 is over, and in the next unit, that is unit number 15, we will be discussing about dialogue among parties in conflicts. Means how dialogue can be used as instrumental for overcoming the conflict or for conflict resolution or for peace, achievement of peace and overcoming the conflict situation. Till then, we move to this unit 15. We say goodbye and we meet again the next unit, that is unit number 15. Thank you for your attention.